Hey Jim, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, just about. Welcome to Hypno News. Yeah, it's a good one. We're getting closer and closer to the Performing Hypnosis Summit, which is taking up a lot of Hypno news at the moment, as it should do. But yeah, it's really exciting stuff ahead. So what's new with Jim?
Indeed. Well, we just had a really awesome event here for World Hypnotism Day. Went well.
Cool,
How
cool.
did you do anything for World Hypnotism Day?
We did some stuff for Aisha. So Terry held
Oh, that's right.
a masterclass with that, and there was
Cool.
three kind of webinars on the fourth, which was really cool. I know I know next year I think I/we have some big plans for maybe a 24-hour around the world stream for that,
Yes.
but we'll see how that goes.
Yes. Absolutely. Hello, Paulette.
Paulette, first one in there.
Yes. I got to take. So yeah, you just said that the Performing Hypnosis Summit is taking up a lot of hypno news lately. It should. We just got. We're gonna drop some news tonight. Brand new news. Nobody else has heard it yet. Catherine Hicklin's on board. We're going to her house.
Boom.
So going to her
House party with
house.
Catherine Hicklands. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, she's going to do food, drinks, a talk, and a mentalism show. So it's going to be awesome.
Wow.
It'll
Well,
be Saturday
normally if
night.
you come around my house, you're lucky if you get a cup of tea, some biscuits, and a game of Uno. So, yeah,
Hello,
that is
Dennis. Hello, Brian.
yeah, great to see people. So we've got an amazing guest tonight as well.
Yes, we do. I mean, here's the thing. So this guy's been he's the keynote speaker and he's doing a couple of talks. I know he's done some talks at Isha, but you have actually have an opportunity to spend the whole damn day with this guy,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Well, I've got a link to that as well. So yeah, Terry and Sandra Grace are doing a pre-conference workshop, which is like, to get a chance to spend the day with a legend in hypnosis and literally, you know, have have them teach you to share their stories, to pick their brains for a full day. That is an opportunity not to be missed, to be fair. So there's a link for the checkout for that. The price on that is ridiculous, like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm really excited for that as well. So, and
Yeah.
again, this is an intimate conference. You're not going to be stuck at the back of the room. You're going to be in there, eyeball to eyeball, picking up this stuff, learning from the master himself.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
should we bring
Let's
him
bring,
on?
let's bring him on.
Bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. Please make him feel very welcome. If you have any questions, ask them now. But please make some noise for the man, the myth, the legend that is Sir Terry Stokes. I call him Sir Terry
Hey,
Stokes. Then
hi everyone.
awesome,
I
Terry.
I
How are
just
you?
heard, well, first I heard your announcement about Catherine Hicklin.
Yeah.
Not only is she one of the nicest ladies in the business, her home is beautiful. I got to tell you, folks, it's worth going to Vegas just to meet Catherine and to be able to go
Mm.
to her home and watch her work. She's just phenomenal.
Oh, that's
Congratulations on
cool.
getting her.
Yeah, and she has been so gracious. I mean, just
Oh, she is.
offering this and that and something else, and yeah, it's just outstanding.
That's the kind of person she is. She is that nice.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things that epitomizes the conference. It is about, it's very different from others. It's about stage hypnotists coming together and doing good work and sharing stories and successes and things that make it good. And you're at the forefront of that. You're very much involved in Aisha. You're on the few times we've met, you're always happy to share stories, and you're so giving with your time. So, it's absolutely fantastic to have you on board.
No, that's
One
very
of the
kind.
best storytellers in the business.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's very
Definitely.
kind. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm really excited to be working with Sandra. I have
Mm,
sat in on several of her classes, and she's a phenomenal speaker, and she's such a good teacher. I can't. I really jumped at the opportunity to be able to share a platform and work with her.
Yeah. And again, Sandra is an amazing person and a great energy. And like you said, when I saw that you two were doing a class together, it's just the dynamics between you two is going to be absolutely amazing. And so the people that are signing up for that they're in for a treat.
Well, let me tell you just a little bit about it. She and I met, and we had several conversations. And one of the things that we were talking about, she asked me a question, and it was basically, can stage presence be taught? And I'd always thought, no, not really. And most people think you either have it or you don't. And the more I talked with her, the more I realized that absolutely it can be taught. It can be. Give you some interesting figure. There was a groundbreaking study from Princeton University. They found that highly charismatic people share two very specific blends of traits. I'm not going to tell you right now what those are. You have to come to the class to find out. But a charismatic person has the perfect blend of these two traits, and it can be learned. And it's not just it's body language, but it's, if I were to ask you, one of my favorite things to ask your class, who is the most charismatic person that you know? Give me an answer.
To be honest, Terry, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, but you epitomise charisma. You are one of the most charismatic people, even down to the point of, I remember seeing you at Hypno Thoughts at breakfast, impeccably dressed with absolute swagger, just walking in, and it was just like you owned the room at breakfast. That for me epitomizes charisma.
That's very kind, and I appreciate that. But when I ask a class, invariably you get responses like my father or a teacher that I had, and then you go back and you say, what made them charismatic? Why? And 99 out of 100 people can't tell you. Oh, it's just that feeling that you get. Oh, it's they took over the room, but you can't really say what it was about them. And isn't it strange that something that we recognize in everyone, or we recognize it when we see it, but we can't define what it is? Well, when I started really looking into this and looking at all the studies that have been done, you can define what it is, and you can define what certain people do. In fact, one of the ladies that I've been studying did a study of Shark Tank. You guys watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
And she studied 470 something different presenters on Shark Tanks. And she found that the ones that got the deals invariably had a mixture of these two traits that I'm talking about. And it was the right mixture, the right combination of it. A perfect example of that on Shark Tank, the guy that came out with the Ring doorbell, he didn't get the money. He did not get an offer.
Wow.
And she went through and she said, because of this, and this, he was not charismatic at all on stage. Now, a few years later, he got $1 billion from Amazon for that idea. But he couldn't sell it on Shark Tank because he lacked the charisma to get his idea across. Now, how many of us have great ideas and we can't get them across to other people? We can't get other people on board. The thing is, your stage show is exactly the same way. Your stage show is basically you're doing a sales pitch to your audience. And if you're not coming across, and if you're not winning them over from the time you walk on stage, then your show is just never going to be above average. It just won't be. I mean, you might have all the technique down. You may have the greatest material in the world, but if you don't have that one magic spark, you'll never make it.
It's so true, because it is, like you said, it's a magic spark. You know, when you see like, you know, the kind of snake oil salesman, you know, they can sell you anything, because of that charm, because of that thing. So if you've got a good product, even if it's an average product, I think charisma and charm is the thing that's going to get you across that line every single time.
But what is it that people do? I mean, we instinctively look at people and we get feelings, our gut feelings about them, and usually those ideas are right. But imagine being able to scan an audience and know what direction you needed to take your material, what changes you need to make, what toes you've stepped on, and how to make amends very quickly. Now, as I studied this, I found out, wait a minute, I've been doing this my whole career, but I didn't have a name for it. So I didn't think you could teach it to anyone. I didn't know what it was that I was seeing in a person's face. I didn't know what I was putting in my face. But now as I'm studying and I'm thinking, oh my God, if I can teach this, if I can get this across to people, and with Sandra's help, I think we can.
Yeah.
Or if I'm helping her doing it, I think all of a sudden we can take some good hypnotists and make them great. I really do.
Yeah.
That's
I think
why I'm
it's
excited about doing this program.
Yeah, I think it's something that, you do see a lot of stage hypnotists, not even just new guys that maybe make 2, 3, 4 years in, that, they know the words they should be saying, they know where they should be stood, they know the routines that they're doing, and they're just, they're rehashing them, they've rehearsed them, they're going through it, but it lacks that warmth, that connection, that magic that you're talking about, that stage presence. So this is, I think, a very, very important kind of lesson that people need to learn.
I got to tell you, I think of all the programs, all the classes I've ever taught, I think I stopped teaching classes because I thought people aren't listening anyway. They're not doing what I'm telling them to do. And it's frustrating. But if I can get this idea across, I think this could very possibly be the most important class I've ever been involved in at all. I just think it is the thing that I see most needed. So,
I think it's encouraging too, because I gotta be honest, I've met some people that have approached me and said, hey, I want to learn to be a stage hypnotist, or, I am learning, I just learned. And you look at them and you talk to them and go, this isn't for you. But you don't want to say that to them, because you don't want to bust anybody's dreams, but they're dull. They have no charisma, really. And so, I mean, I think this is pretty exciting to know that maybe people can actually learn it.
No one was more surprised than me. I got to tell you, I have told people for years, and I was one of the guys that would say, you need to do something else. Stage presence you either have or you don't. Well, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. And it is a definable characteristic that anyone can learn. And it's a matter of learning techniques, not only being able to read your audience, but being able to send signals to them, because attitudes and it's all catching. And you'll find I've always found that I could change an audience by changing my own attitude, and by approaching the audience with, these aren't my customers, these are absolutely my friends. These are the people that, hey, I just bought a new yacht. These are the people that paid for it. Nice. And when you actually think of them, that they're people that I owe a debt of gratitude to. So I've got to do my best. Well, in order to do that, I've got to get us on the very same page, so that we're moving together towards having fun, because everyone wants to enjoy themselves. Everybody wants to laugh. I mean, that's what makes our show the most unique show of all. It's not like, if you don't like country music, if you don't like rock and roll, you're not going to like some other type of music. This is something that everyone can enjoy because it's fun and it's comedy.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice. I used to
do you detect that I have a bit of passion about this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 I mean, when you say that, it resonates with me because I always used to like kind of backstage looking out the audience. I would always see like the grumpy person. Yeah, I would see what was wrong, and I would go out sometimes worrying like they're not going to like me and all of these negative things. And like you said, when you make that change and you realize that all these people are there because of you or because they want to be there, it absolutely changes it.
But by just a look, you can change someone's day. You can brighten their day for an hour a night. You can make 100 or 1,000 or ever how large your crowd is, forget all the other problems of the world. And in doing that, you were genuinely helping lots of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what our upcoming class is about, and it's called Charismatic Communication, is teaching people, teaching entertainers how to better connect with their audience.
Well, and these kind of skills like this are completely transferable to damn near everything you do in life if you're speaking with humans.
Yeah. Exactly. In reading some of this stuff, I've decided there's even hope for me getting a date again sometime. Who knows?
Could be a chance you could get married again, Terry.
What's that?
I said there'll be a chance you can get married again.
I will not get married again. I've stopped drinking, so I don't get married anymore. I don't know. It's maybe this
Terry,
the right person will ask.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Brian Bay says he wants to know if you can convince Dan Hedrick to make time for the Vegas trip.
I'll call Dan tomorrow and tell him he better have his ass there.
How you like that, Brian?
And Paulette says, yes, you will.
I just saw Dan this last weekend. He came to our World Hypnosis Day celebration. Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Charismatic too.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
One of the things that I'm really looking forward to for the Performing Hypnosis Summit is, unlike a lot of the other conferences, it is a niche within a niche. You know, it is specializing in the performance side of things. And as performers, we do have unique challenges that, you know, hypnotherapists don't have, that other entertainers don't have. So to get a group of, you know, amazing professionals together, yourself very much included, Terry, you're kind of all working towards that common goal in the same room and just doing some great work. I'm really excited of what's going to come from it. So yeah, it is amazing to have your support as well, Tara.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping we have a room full of people, but mainly I hope we have a room full of people who actually want to learn, who actually will say, maybe I can improve my show a little bit. Maybe I'm not reaching everybody in the audience.
Yes.
If we can do that, it will be a weekend well spent.
Exactly.
So
and that's what it's about.
For putting it on.
Oh, well, we're just, you know, we do it selfishly. It's we get to be in and amongst it. We get to learn from everybody else there as well. I mean, that's what it's about. It's, you know, like you said, if you can reach 20% more people in the audience just from learning a couple of new techniques, that's going to make my show so much better. That's going to make my charisma so much more. That's going to improve my life on so many levels. So it's, you know, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Terry, I got to tell you, it's so funny because I know you did the Calgary Stampede for a long, long time. So I just had this idea that you were Canadian, but you clearly are not.
I did it 38 years.
Wow.
38 years. It was, and you know, actually, I was at a friend's wedding last night, and someone asked me if I could recommend that Terry, you've traveled all over the world. Where would you tell people to go? Be sure they don't miss it in their lifetime. And my answer, after very little thought, was the Calgary Stampede. It's the greatest party in the world.
Wow.
It's the only festival I've ever been to where the entire town gets involved.
Wow.
People, the banks become they paint their windows, and everything becomes the old west. Everybody, even the bankers and the doctors, wear cowboy suits. It's just
Awesome.
a fun party,
Nice.
and
Nice.
if you drink, it helps.
Yeah.
And at the time, I did.
Awesome. I must admit, it's, again, I've read both of your books about stage hypnosis, or your two most recent ones, and the stories in there are absolutely epic. And it's what I love is, you're from an era in performance hypnosis that was at a massive time for stage hypnosis in Vegas, and all the way through to modern times, still very much at the top of your game, and an amazing performer and presenter as well.
Hey, I want to be on this show more often. You guys make me feel good. Thank you. That's very kind. Very kind.
Awesome.
I still do shows when I need to eat, and
Same.
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll look. The pantry's a little low, so I better book a show someplace. But I don't think I will ever not want to do these shows. It's with my new career in acting and doing films and movies now. I'm enjoying doing shows even more, because now it's not something that I'm doing because I'm doing it for a living. I booked a show today for a party for, I don't know, not much money at all, a few $1,000s, but a lot less than I normally would have booked it for. But it's something that, hey, I haven't done a show this month. I think I'd like to go do one.
Mm.
So
Nice.
I'm enjoying it now almost as much as I did when I first began 55 years ago.
Wow. That's awesome.
5 years. That is awesome.
Is this camera hiding all of these deep set wrinkles that we have there?
Yeah. What wrinkles?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Terry. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I mean, really quickly as well, you're involved in Aisha, which is an organisation, the International Stage Hypnotists Association, and you quite often are doing kind of talks and presentation for those guys there as well. One of the things, what's one of the things that you think is special about Aisha as well?
There is so much about Aisha. I love all of the people that are involved in it, because none of us are getting anything for it. We're not getting paid. Nobody's making a dime. It's people who genuinely care about our profession and want to see it get better. I'm speaking at several conferences with Aisha. I think you're going to be at a couple of those, Grant.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I thought I was one of the few people that would go out and do stuff and not care about getting paid. But I found a group of people here who will do the same thing, that will devote their time, their energy, and all their expertise. And they're not doing it for any selfish reason. They're doing it to help other people and to help our industry become better. I think it's the best group I've ever been involved with.
Awesome.
So I can't say enough about Aisha.
Yeah, awesome. And that conference you're talking about is Heartlands, where Jim, you'll be at Heartlands as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's always such a great atmosphere at that one. And a lot of the conferences, as you'll know, Tara, you get such a different vibe at different ones. You've got like Hypno Thoughts, which is, it's a mega conference now. Heartlands is they've got the different stage tracks: metaphysical, business, NLP, and William, again, an amazing guy that puts on that conference.
Right. Honestly, I never really had time to go to any of them for years because I was always working. I guess I missed a lot, but I don't know. Working there's a lot to be said for working 50 weeks a year too.
It's necessary evil.
Indeed. Paying for ex-wives, divorces, right?
You had to bring it back to that, didn't you?
We all have our weeknesses.
ex-wife, I got to tell you that I was writing something the other day about it. And for the 5 years we were married, every day she would ask me what I wanted for breakfast. And I would tell her one scrambled egg, one fried egg. And do you know, for 5 years, she always scrambled the wrong egg. She, she, she
Well, how's
never
that going
got
to work?
the egg scrambled. And I started to think she was doing it intentionally.
Awesome. Paulette said, is there a calendar of all these conferences? I'm sure there is, but we might post one on the Facebook page.
Sean Kostiak says that he put together a calendar of all the conferences. So we'll hit him up and see if he did. I haven't seen any evidence of it.
Shout out to Sean, who is amazing kind of support for a lot of the stuff we do.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant. I'll put up a link there as well. Whilst we were talking about conferences, the Pacific Northwest Conference.
Yes, coming up June. I have not been able to do anything. Thank God Anthony is on board too, because he's been doing everything. But as soon as about February 6th rolls around, I'll be focused on that.
Awesome. Guys, please show lots of love for Terry. And let me just quickly put a link back up in the comment section for the Performing Hypnosis Summit. And on that website, you'll also be able to get tickets to the amazing pre-conference workshop with Terry and Sandra Grace, which if you missed that, then you are a fool. So it'll be brilliant. I shall be there.
Yes.
Folks,
Change your flights.
I absolutely promise you, if you come to this conference and you attend our pre-conference workshop, it will be worth your entire trip for spending that day with us. I think it's going to be that good, and I would not go out on a limb like that if I didn't truly believe in this program.
Wow. Facebook user, it says, do you have a room code for the Performing Hypnosis Summit? There is a link on the Facebook page
that you missed.
Yeah,
that is over.
Is that done now?
It's over. We got it extended one time, but they won't extend it anymore. So, the Orleans is super inexpensive anyway. Yeah. So, you're not going to be paying a huge amount anyway. So come join us. Definitely.
I must admit, I was one of those that, this is how organized I am. I was one of those that missed the first deadline. But then when I looked to see how much the rooms were anyway, I was kind of like, oh, that's not too bad. But then still managed to catch the second deadline. And there was a lesson there, I believe. But yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us for Hypno News. I look forward to seeing you, buying you maybe a coffee or two in a couple of weeks' time. And I'm very excited to listen to what you and Sandra have got to say. I know I will come away enriched from that experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on today.
Absolute pleasure. And thank you very much. And we shall see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Incredibly nice guy.
Yeah.
Incredibly nice guy.
Do you know, it's not even just a nice guy. Such a font of knowledge, such a great storyteller, which is so important. I don't think people understand the importance of being a great storyteller, especially within hypnosis. What a great, I'm really excited for this. And Sandra is amazing as well. So absolutely spot on. So you are going to come away with so much value from that. And this isn't a sales pitch. It's just like, it is so much value from that. And so if you are serious about your performing hypnosis career, you got to be there. And this is going to benefit you, even if you're a hypnotherapist. To have those skills, to have that charisma to present is only going to benefit you. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that, and also the classes we have over the weekend. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that really beneficial for hypnotherapists. I did want to let everybody know too that on Monday, Tracy Cannon is actually running a flash sale on her comedy writing class, her workshop. So $100 off. It's $195 right now.
Wow.
there's not a whole lot of seats available because we had to get smaller rooms. So if you want that, go check out the schedule, check out the website. We've got the links up there. And then Paulette said something. She said, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I believe that 100%. That's why Grant and I do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to be the smartest guys in the room. We're not learning them.
Yeah, it's it's not often I am the smartest guy in the room. Well, no, it's that kind of imposter syndrome. You've got to feel it sometimes. You've got to feel like you are overstretched. You've got to feel like you are the dumbest person in the room, because then that's how you grow. Otherwise, you're hiding behind your comfort zone.
Yep, absolutely. So
Dennis says, I think he's the only guy that's been married more than me. Bless Dennis. Yeah, yes. So it is going to be cool, and we've got, as well as all the speakers. I mean, the value from the conference itself. There's so many great workshops just during the few days of the conference as well. If you don't want to spend any extra money, that's fine. Terry's got some talks he's doing on there. That's fantastic. There is some great talks going on, and spending time at Catherine Hickland's, going seeing Hypnosis Unleashed, going to Zeiss. There's all this stuff's going on. The connections and networking you're going to make with other professionals is priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talk about this a lot, that, when you meet someone at a conference, you've got that shared experience. You develop friendships, you develop networks that you can share work between yourselves. It's going to be spot on.
Well, as we've talked about, that's how we met.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd met online and stuff, but that's how we made the connection. And,
and
then
Tinder?
Look at this. Boom.
Tinder, Bumble.
Hypnobiz.
That was it, not Tinder.
Yes, Tinder? It was Grindr, wasn't it? Was it?
That was the one. Sorry. Yeah, that was the one.
I don't even know what that's for. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that like a what is that? Like a hustle? Yeah, hustle and vibe.
Hustle, yeah. It's definitely a hustle.
I just want to just tell everybody too. So as far as like the evening outings, those are all at your own expense, but we're getting discounts on Michael DeShawit's Comedy Magic Show, discounts on Kevin Lepine's Comedy Hypnosis Show. There's no cost to go to Catherine's, and she's providing drinks and hors d'oeuvres and a show. And then Sunday night, Don Barnhart stand-up comedy, discounts for that. So we've got some really great people that are really supportive, and we're just having a great time, guys. We really are. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Kevin as well has said that after his show, he's going to do like a Q&A with everybody that's there from the conference. So again, that's another opportunity to pick the brains and ask the questions, get tips, tricks, advice from a Vegas headliner. It's going to be absolutely exceptional. So it'll be interesting to see who's not there.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
And that reminds me, as far as Vegas, Terry was a Vegas headliner. Yeah. We've got Kevin Lepine, Michael and Don both headline Comedy Hypnosis shows. There's a couple other people on the summit that I think have probably headlined Vegas too, but I'm not positive. Awesome. Crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Guys, I think that's it from us this week. We'll see you next week at the same time. Do stay tuned on our Facebook page. You'll see we've got posts going out all the time now in the run-up to this amazing event. And we will see you in Vegas. But if not, we will see you same time right here next week for Hypno News Live.
Yes. Good point, too. The group really is the best place to get all the information. Performing Hypnosis. Go join the group. We do send out emails, but we're much better about keeping the group updated.
Yeah. Things change all the time in the run up to these things. Guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. And stay tuned.